Started off in EastEnders, then I did a couple of adverts. I did the Rimmel commercial with Kate Moss. Then I went into Celebrity Love Island. Actually, the Rimmel commercial was after Celebrity Love Island 1 or 2. Test drive my girlfriend.
I want to look at this one for the sake of the family, really. Now, is it a case or isn't it a case? I think that it is. Now, there are certain suspicions surrounding this case, I think. If you want to hear my review and opinion on this one, then open the door, take a pew, and welcome to Don's Courtroom. Died recently, January the 15th, 2025. It was, in my opinion, very suspicious because he just slipped and fell. Fairly able-bodied, 46-year-old. He was in Hollyoaks, you know, the TV show, UK, 2001. I believe he stopped that series and then was concentrating, if you can concentrate, on reality TV shows, the big ones. So he was quite well known and I think well liked as well. He started Hollyoaks in about 1997. Correct me if I'm wrong on that one. It wasn't my bag, really. I wasn't ever really an avid soap watcher, but many people watched him and they liked him. And I remember seeing him once or twice on the box and he seemed a pretty good actor. But that's a matter of opinion, isn't it, really? So as with the Liam Payne case, this one seems equally as suspicious because the backgrounds of them both seem similar. Now, celebrity kind of thing and situation, maybe when I was a teenager it might have interested me, but it doesn't really interest me now. I think if you're doing a job that you enjoy, that's good, and maybe you want a little bit of that publicity first of all, but it does become a pain when you can't go into shops or into Sainsbury's and pressures become really high. When people stop noticing you, perhaps you get a bit of an inferior feeling perhaps, and you're looking for something else, so your work is dying down. He was okay for money as far as I'm aware of. He had a drug habit.
Say or predict or assume
of all, they'll have to get along.
Which leads me into thinking it's an outlet for these celebrities, isn't it? They want something more, so they start drinking, they take drugs perhaps. So he had a drug habit, and also he had trouble. He nearly passed away and certainly passed out from vaping. Too much vaping. I've always thought vaping was pretty much the same as smoking. I know that it doesn't contain a certain bit of the horrible gases or something. I don't know, I'm not a chemist, I'm not an expert. But vaping, and kids are doing that very worryingly from the ages of 12 upwards through school, in the toilets and in the playground, etc. In some schools, not all schools. So if anybody knew Paul and knew of any suspicious type of behaviour around where he lived, so it was a luxury apartment with a pool. And his life to me looked quite promising still, and always did look promising, but there is a certain darkness when people get addicted to something like drugs. And where did he buy his drugs from? Have the police, I doubt it, but have they looked into whether he was debt, because you can get in debt even if you're earning an awful lot of money when you're buying things like cocaine. If you have an addictive type of personality as well, well, this can lead to problems, and it can lead to meeting certain people. A fit young man just slipping over. I haven't managed to find out where he slipped over. Was it in the bathtub, shower? Because it would be even worse if it was outside of the bathroom. Just people in my mind just don't fall over and pass away. Perhaps if you're very elderly and frail, you might do that, but I just get a feeling on this one. So we need to try and open this one up a bit, open it up to discussion, try and find out of anybody who knows him, has his phone, I keep saying about the phone and the phone data, has his phone and the phone data been checked? And I'm going to be going back 6 months, a year, 2 years, anything in his past that may have led people to believe it could have been something unrelated to drugs, could have been something else. But we do know within showbiz that you get crazed fans, even crazed fans doing things, making demands, etc. Nutcases. What did the autopsy say? Was there a proper autopsy carried out, not just a strange James Adley type one that he carried out on Nicola Bulley and Jay Slater, where he just took what happened before on the previous autopsy, he just copied that and wrote his report down on the back of a fag packet. I know he's retired, I think, so he couldn't have done the autopsy, but who did? What are the findings? Indeed, was he intoxicated with drugs, alcohol or something, and he fell over? Perhaps it was something simple. It's just when you fall over, unless you trip over anything in front or behind you, you don't kind of fall directly on your head. Don't know, it's, yeah, just falling over. That's why we need to know the full story of what happened. We need to know. We need to look at forensics. Did the forensic team go in, or did they feel there wasn't any need for forensics? But 46 years old, with everything in my mind to live for, they say money can't buy happiness, but it certainly helps, doesn't it? If you've got your health, and I presume he had his health in some ways, although with the addiction he could have sought help and borne himself away from that. One way is obviously, as I've said on my other channel, about hobbies and interests that can take you away from certain things. It doesn't have to be a sporty hobby, but something that you can get focused on to take your mind off an addiction. Might lead to another addiction, might lead to a good addiction, or it might lead to a sporting addiction and cause all sorts of aches and pains and pulled muscles. So, what do you think? Do you think we should just leave that one there? Another case. Is it solved or boom, unsolved? But I'm not convinced. Just don't want to leave it there, really. Just want justice. Someone falling over. Can't see it. Cannot see it. Thank you for watching, liking and subscribing. And you take care now. And hopefully this video will be out tonight, if not tomorrow. Thank you for watching. Oh, and when you lay your head to rest tonight, don't have any nasty dreams.